What's going on, guys and gals? Kingspin here, and we're going to do a Rumble video today. It started 3 hours or so ago, and I've been waiting for a chance to record without the kids in the background, etc. I'm going to try to walk you through the basics of doing a Rumble match and getting the most points you possibly can out of every round. The first thing you want to think about is your hero selection. Now, I'm currently on Dale because I haven't been battling. He is my defensive hero. He has 4 payback and 3 punch, which anything you can do to make sure points are being taken away from your opponent, you want to do. It's that simple. The less points they score, the less points it takes for you to win. All day, every day. My current offensive hero is Tina with the heal 4 and the cripple all 2 to try and take as much damage off of their side as I possibly can and heal as much damage that I take as I possibly can to make sure I get the highest score possible. So we'll take Tina and we'll set her. And obviously, if you have the cards for it, there's also an offensive and defensive deck setup that you can run with. A defensive deck is going to be something that you don't have to worry about the computer really screwing up for you. Something heavy on power cards and stuff like that. Particularly high health cards with anything that does payback or gas or anything like that. Any way you can to get damage on the board. I mean, if you go into it assuming you're going to lose because the computer is playing your deck, then all you have to worry about is making sure it does as much damage as possible. It takes as long to kill your cards as possible. That way they're losing every single point you can possibly take from them, and you're getting the best scores out of it possible. So we'll pop into here. And we're against Deutschland die Spielkiste or something like that. I don't know. I took a little German in high school, but that was a long time ago. Move that up there. Before I head in, we're doing all right so far for the Ghost Guild. Everybody's scoring decent. People still working their way up. We got 32 on board right now. They, of course, are Ghost Guild 0. We'll go ahead and we'll get into the fight and we'll discuss how we're running things in the fight itself. Now, when it comes to your score, it's run off of a really, really long equation that basically all works down to the more health you have on the board, the less each damage point is going to cost you in points overall. So you want to have as much HP as possible with as little damage as possible. That way it has more HP to spread that damage into, and you're less likely to lose a full point per point of damage. So I'm going to go ahead and open up here with Professor Baxter. Takes that 1, but that's okay because I've got the heal. And we're going to drop Bending School Grad, which will one-shot that right there. And as long as your card is killing a card, you don't take the payback from the hero. The only time you take the payback from a hero is when the card hits them directly. But if that card kills them, you don't take the payback either. So there's some nuances that will save you some points or cost you some points depending on how you do it. Drop Wozniak. Get as much damage coming through slot 1 as possible right now. That way when Wozniak hits it next turn, if Wozniak hits it, which it obviously won't because Fry just doesn't have enough health to stand up. But were Wozniak to hit it, it would have killed and therefore not taken that payback. We'll just throw Chosen Brain out there just for fun, because it doesn't really matter. Everybody's already fully healed anyways. And we'll move on to the next one. What do we got? Alright, we'll throw the Principal Peter out there, get that punch and that 21 attack going. That can't handle it. Got that Bodyguard on the field, so that punch from Stewie doesn't do any damage. Bodyguard is a wonderful thing to have out there during a rumble. Drop Diorama Gene, pump as much damage into that slot 1 as possible. No payback on this hero, so we don't have to worry about that. And then, last turn, you're sitting here, you know it's going to end. If you've got a little damage on the board, the best thing you can possibly do is find the highest health card you've got. Once it gets played, take the BGE into account, because if it's doing what these are doing and boosting 50% HP, then any card from that BGE is obviously going to have 50% more than it shows. So Wozniak's going to be my highest, and you throw that out there, and it gets more clean HP points into the pool to mitigate the points you're going to lose from what damage you've taken. Now, I'm obviously not going to find myself in a position right now in this particular round where I'm going to lose a card. But if you find yourself in a position that you're going to lose a card, I guess I should say when, not if, because we all do. You're looking at the board, and you know it's going to end soon, and you're about to lose a card. You can either combo that card and save it on the board and not have that slot, or usually in a rumble or anything point-based like this, the better option is to allow that card to die, take its damage from the HP pool so that you're not having to worry about it getting counted against you, take the few points of damage to your hero, and then play a new card in that slot, so you've got a fresh card HP to add to the pool to mitigate much less damage on your hero than you had on your card before that. This way, your score will come up rather than going down, because you saved a card that was just drawing down on your score anyways. Another Principal Peter out there, and fast forward that. Wozniak again, and that'll probably be the end of this. As long as you keep, those few things in mind while you're playing, you'll score higher consistently than you would were you to just auto battle it or always try to save every card, things like that. I mean, it's a strategy thing. I'm going to go ahead and finish out these battles. I'm probably going to hit the fast forward because there's not much happening here. I pretty much just throw a card out and then blast the room. That's how it goes when you've got brand new decks on the other side from you. I could probably auto-play this and get a perfect score, but I advise against ever auto-playing anything like this. You never know when 1 point could be the difference between whether you win or lose, and that 1 point's lost to auto. As boring as it is, just every single battle, come through and do your round. That's going to heal up. And another hundo. What do we got left? 5. We're halfway through. All right. Drop the Chosen Brain Fry. Diorama Gene. Tom Landry. Another hundo. Another thing to look out for when you're playing Rumble and stuff like that is leech and heal all, because heal all is amazing during something like this. That way every single slot gets health back every single turn. Less damage on the board, higher score. Not to mention your cards last longer. They do more damage. All around, heal all is a wonderful thing to have. I'll bet shop Teacher Hank and finish this out. So when you're selecting an offensive deck build, try to remember that combos like that will do you worlds of good in increasing your overall scores, especially during these early matches where you have to get 2 or 3 cards out on the board, and the whole time you're just blasting through slot 1, so it's not like you're getting to do something with these other slots, but something puts a punch on a card and you don't get the heal to it, then you've lost a point because you had no way to get the heal over there. That heal all obviously fixes that. Or you take 2 points of damage. Your card in slot 1's got 1 point. Your card in slot 2's got 1 point. You've only got a focused heal coming off of, say, Tina. You're not going to be able to heal both cards. But if the card in slot 1 has that heal all, you can heal that slot 1 card and it'll just heal everything else. Now, obviously, that comes down to RNG, so Leech, always a wonderful option to have, especially on a healer card. Just an amazing combination. That Chosen Brain Fry combo is outstanding right now because of that exact combination. Come on, come on. Ooh, throw a frond. Ooh. By golly, he had an F. We'll throw our base level Peter on that second level frond. And that's how long that lasted. Drop shop Teacher. And be done. Another hundo. Put it in the books. Should be one more. One more. Drop the Principal Peter. And the Diorama Gene. And the Principal Shepherd, it's over. And another hundo in the books. Now, obviously, against a Ghost Guild, this doesn't make a big difference, but it's a good habit to get into, to as soon as you finish your battles, come back out here, pop into your hero, pop into your deck, if you're running an offensive and a defensive deck, and swap over to your defensive hero or your defensive deck and hero. That way, every single match, you're already in the habit of doing it, and you know for a fact that you will always maximize not only your own scores, but the guild scores. That's what really matters. It's all about what the guild does. Your scores are a part of a whole, and that whole can be helped on both ends here. You can put in your best score, and you can make sure that anybody coming up against your deck in the rounds gets the lowest score they possibly can. Just keep focused with it. Stay at it, guys. I think that about covers it for now. So, as usual, we'll catch you next time. Be cool, be safe, be careful.